Hey, Divi Nation, thanks for stopping by our documentation to learn all about our full width portfolio module. So we've got a portfolio module and a full width portfolio module, and both of these modules are designed to help you display your work to maximum effect. So take a look at this video and the ways in which we use the full width portfolio module to do just that, both in terms of adding content and in terms of designing and styling that content once it's in place.
In this video, I'm going to give you an overview of Divi's portfolio module. The Fullwidth portfolio module works just like the normal portfolio module, except it displays your projects in a beautiful full width grid fashion. It's great for designers and artists who want to display a gallery of their most recent work because the module does work by displaying a list of your most recent projects. And it also comes with an option to display your projects in a carousel slider layout. Let's go ahead and take a closer look at the Fullwidth portfolio module. First, by showing you how easy it is to add one to your page, and also go over some of the settings that are available to you. So the first thing I'm going to do is, using the visual builder, I'm going to go ahead and erase my Fullwidth portfolio module here so we can add one together. Just simply hover over it and click this delete module button. And while I'm at it, I'm going to go ahead and delete this full width section as well. Now, I am on my Our Work page, so this is basically a portfolio page here. It's a good place to go ahead and add our full width portfolio module. To do that, you're going to need to add a full width section. And then search for your full width portfolio and then select that. And right out of the box, you can see that it does a whole lot for you. It actually pulls your projects, the featured image, along with the title and the date it was published, and it puts it in this nice little carousel slider that allows you to scroll through all of your projects. And since the carousel slider really is a great way to display your portfolio on like maybe a landing page or a home page, it's not really maybe our best choice for our actual portfolio page. I'm going to go ahead and switch the layout, but it is a good one if that's the one you want. To do that, I'm going to go to my design tab, and I'm going to switch the layout from carousel here to grid. Now, the grid layout is more consistent with what I would be looking for my portfolio page, so I'm going to go with that one. And as you can see, like the carousel slider, it does show my projects by pulling in the featured image along with the title and the date. And when I hover over it, it puts this nice little plus icon that when I click on it will bring me to my project page. So now that we have our grid layout, let's go over some of the settings, starting with our content tab. Under my content tab, you'll see that the first thing I have is this option to enter a portfolio title. If I put in something like Our Work, you'll see that a section is created right above the projects here to enter your title. I already have a custom title in this section above the actual module, so I'm going to go ahead and leave that out for now. This next section allows you to choose which categories you want displayed inside of your portfolio. This is a good option if you want to have, let's say, a page dedicated to only branding project items, or maybe only marketing project items. And so you can choose these however you want, and you can filter these categories out so that you can pick which ones you want to show in your portfolio. This is a nice option. I'm going to go ahead and select them all for now. The next option here is the ability to limit the number of posts that are displayed on your portfolio. The default is to just show all of them, but in this layout, maybe I want to only show 8 because that kind of, makes it nice and even. I can choose to only show 8 by selecting 8 there. All right, that looks nice. I could also choose to not show the title when I hover over the individual projects here. And I can also hide the date. So now all I see is this little icon here. I like to see both of those, so I'm going to keep them in there for now. The background really can't be seen because it resides behind all of these little project boxes here. But if I added some padding around my module and created some space in between these project cards here, I would be able to see the background. But since I can't see it and I want to keep this full width look, I'm going to go ahead and leave out my background. And I'm going to go on to my Design tab. Under the Design tab, we've already gone over our layout option of grid and carousel. We're going to keep the grid. You also have the option of changing the overlay elements like the zoom icon color. That's this icon here that is currently green. It is green because it is pulling from the theme customizer setting of the global accent color. So whatever you have your global accent color set, it will be pulling this color here by default. But you can override this by changing the color here to whatever you want. Also, the hover overlay color is this background overlay here that covers my image and allows me to read my text here a lot easier. So you can change this overlay color to whatever you want. You can also choose a custom hover icon. You can change it from this plus here to whatever you want. If you want to customize the way your featured image here looks, you can do that by giving it a box shadow, which you may be able to see some of these, maybe the inset ones, since it is kind of stacked really closely together. But you could choose those if you would like. You can maybe give your image a border if you like. It's also a good way to kind of create some spacing if you want in between your project cards there. And give your image border a color or whatever you want. The text can be changed easily from dark to light here. And this is a convenient way to create a dark version of your cards and a light version of your cards. All right, I'm going to keep the dark version for now. Now I could choose my text orientation to be whatever I want. It is default to be centered, but if I change it to left, you can see that it looks a little weird, so I'm going to keep it as centered. All right. The portfolio title text, that would be the text, the main title that I chose to leave out. Since I already have the Our Work one up here, I could customize that one by customizing these settings here. The portfolio item title text, that would be the one displayed inside of your project card here. You can customize the way that text looks. The meta text would be the date down here. You can change the font or the text to whatever style you want. You could change the overall sizing of your module here, which kind of defeats our purpose since we want it to be a full width. But if you decide that you want to, shrink it up and maybe align it differently, you could do that here. You can add some spacing to your module. Here, this would of course expose our background color like we mentioned earlier. You could add a border to your module here. See what that looks like. You can see it's adding it around my entire full width module there. And of course, I have many ways to customize my border and giving it rounded corners and other things. The box shadow, you can add a box shadow here. Sometimes maybe you would want an inset box shadow, maybe to kind of give you some depth or a different look. You could also add an animation if you like. You could also go over to your advanced tab and give your module some custom CSS IDs or classes and target it from an external style sheet if you like. You can also go and search for some of these individual elements of this module to put in some inline CSS, some custom CSS here. So it's a convenient way if you don't want to use an external style sheet to do this thing. And then I could also disable the visibility of my module on phone, tablet, or desktop. Go ahead and save my changes here. And let's go ahead and exit my Visual Builder. And let's take a final look at my portfolio module here. You can see as I hover over each one of these, I can see my title, date, and this little icon. When I click on the icon, it should bring me to my projects page where, of course, I can customize that page however I want. All right, let's go back. And that is your overview of the Fullwidth portfolio module.